1082. Neck width edge to edge excluding piping. Measure straight across neck at high point of shoulder edge to edge. Neckline and shoulder should be smoothed out to recover neck shape before measuring. 1120. Chest 1 inch below armhole. At 1 inch below bottom of armhole, measure from edge to edge. See general guidelines for garments with bust darts, shaping, or that are cut on the bias.
One, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4, 8. Armhole depth from high point shoulder. Measure from the high point of shoulder to bottom of armhole or to the turning point distance specified in the GSS.
1212. Hip 2-point measurement, bottom. At a specified hip position, measure straight across from edge to edge with pleats closed. If garment is bias cut, gently smooth along both grains of fabric to achieve 90 degrees at grain intersection. One, 2, 5, 8. Bottom opening straight. Measure straight at the bottom of the garment edge to edge with vents closed. On uneven hems, measure straight at the shortest hem. 1097. Shoulder width seam to seam at back. Measure straight across back of garment from natural fold of shoulder at armhole, seam to seam. 1276. Armhole straight, 2-point measurement. Lay body and armhole flat, with armhole in its natural shape. Measure from natural fold of shoulder to underarm at armhole seam, point to point. If garment has trim, measure point to point including trim. 1290. Sleeve length from center back. Determine center back neck point by measuring shoulder width and marking center point at the neck seam or edge. Measure from this point to shoulder or armhole seam, then straight to bottom edge of the cuff or sleeve. 1301. Sleeve opening. Measure across bottom edge of sleeve from edge to edge. 1352. Vertical trunk. Measure from high point of shoulder to bottom of crotch at natural fold, point to point. 1385. Inseam with gusset. Measure from center of gusset at edge or seam to bottom opening edge following the shape of the inseam.
1094. Minimum neck stretch. Insert gauge into the garment from the bottom opening and pull towards the neck opening. Pass equals Gauge goes through the neck opening smoothly without shape distortion or seam breakage. Fail equals gauge goes through the neck opening with shape distortion or seam breakage, or the gauge is unable to go through the neck opening.
Neck opening measurement. Neck opening. Neck stretch gauges should be used to measure neck stretch on applicable products. Gauges can only be obtained from SDL Atlas. These gauges may not be copied or reproduced. Pass. Gauge goes through neck opening smoothly without distorting the gauge or causing seam failure.